This is a little training session that I did with Basil on teaching him to put his paw on his nose. I use a loose rubber band on his muzzle, which he attempts to wipe off with his paw. The behavior that I am looking for is the paw swipe over his nose. I'm going to mark with the word yes and follow it with a cookie every attempt that he makes. I want him to start putting it together that the paw on the nose is the behavior that I am looking for. After several successful attempts, I'm going to take the rubber band off and I'm going to wait for him to offer the behavior that we have just been working on. Here he gets a paw up and a head tilt. I'm going to mark those successful attempts, and mark only the ones that are closer to the behavior I want and ignore the ones that are getting a little farther away, especially these where he touches my leg with his paw instead of towards his head. When he's been unsuccessful a few times, I'm going to then reward the next successful attempt that he gives me, or I'm going to go back to an easier step, where here I put the rubber band back on his nose and he went right back to pawing the way he did before. Here I'm going to try taking it off again and see if he can then go back to offering me some better efforts. I do have a visual cue, which is the finger on my nose, that he has learned in a couple sessions before this, to help prompt him back into giving me the behavior. I will reward those successful attempts after he gets a wrong one. Then I will go back to an easier step to make him more confident. At this point, I can start rewarding some of the ones where he leaves his paw on his nose a little bit longer with the rubber band there, so that way he can transfer that over to when he does not have the rubber band on his muzzle. You ping pong from easy to hard so that he can gain confidence, and you always want to go back to where they are successful. If he gives me a delayed attempt, I'll go ahead and reward the next one he gives me, just to keep him working. Notice I ignored those because they were not getting closer to my goal. Here is Willa. She already knows the behavior. I'm giving her the verbal and visual cue, and I'm adding duration to her behavior. I am only marking the behavior after she has paused and left it in place for several seconds. Here she gives me some other behaviors because she's a bit distracted, and I'm not going to mark the ones that are subpar. I'm only going to mark the ones that are successful and look like the goal.